The moral of the story is just pay attention to what's going on when you're feeling like something's off, when you're feeling these dips in your energy. It can be so many factors. It can be that you're dehydrated, you're not getting enough water. You could be hungry. You could actually be tired because you didn't get enough sleep. But also consider the other factors of what kind of media, and not just social media, that you're consuming. Because unless you are consciously putting up a boundary and somehow or other protecting your energy, I promise you it's having an effect on you. This is the Energy Within podcast, helping you to embrace your weirdness, find the confidence to be your true self, and fully step into your soul's purpose. My name is Carrie Jokala. I am your host. I am a Reiki master teacher, a fitness instructor, a wife, a mom to 2 little boys, and this is episode 161. And yeah, the car editions, the iPhone editions, they're going to continue for a while. Things are coming along, but nothing's going to be put together for a while. So I hope you are still enjoying these episodes. If you are, please let me know. If you're not, this is not the Energy Within podcast, and I'll get you a link to the complaint department. So I wanted to talk today about how we already know that our thoughts influence not just our emotions, but our frequency, our vibration, and the type of people that we keep around us, who we choose to hang out with, can have an effect on our vibration. But how deep of a look are we taking at everything else that we are consuming? And not just social media, because everyone talks about social media and its effect on our vibration. We already know that. Block the people who are not good for you to follow. Don't follow people who are not good for you to follow. Anyone who is leaving bad energy on your page, those are the people you definitely block and get rid of. Don't even respond. But what about seemingly more mundane things like, stay with me here, the music we listen to, the shows we watch, the movies we watch, the books we read, the magazines we read. Now, before we go any further, I'm not saying anything is necessarily inherently bad or that you need to take this much of a microscopic look at your life. But if you're at that point, or perhaps you don't realize you're at that point, but you know something is still throwing you off, this could be something to take a look at. And I want to be very clear too, it may not be affecting your energy, but what if it is? I don't want you to start obsessing over anything or worrying about anything. And I'm absolutely, definitely not promoting a high vibes only type of life, because that's not realistic. But just simply, again, like I said, proposing an area to take a look at and see if there's anything that you want to fix or change. So if we start with the idea, the fact really, that social media can have a negative impact on our energy, we also know that if we are looking in the right places, we're following the people who uplift us, who emit positive energy, that we'll be okay. It's when we maybe fall into gossip or news or celebrity gossip and talk and whatever, or even if we're not participating in arguments in comment sections, we're opening up the comment thread and reading them for a longer period of time than we probably should be. But it transfers over to what kind of music are we listening to? What kind of movies and TV are we watching? And I think it's just something to be conscious of, because I've seen a couple posts around this lately, and One was a reel where someone was talking about the music and how much attention you're giving to the lyrics. Because sometimes that can be deceiving, where we might have a song with a good dance beat, or the background music just sounds fun and could sound uplifting, but then sometimes there's these really depressing, sad lyrics over it. How much are we letting that infiltrate our aura and our energy? I'm not saying turn off all your music. I'm not saying it's necessarily all bad. I love music. I am a musician. I don't even know how many thousands of songs in my iTunes at this point. I think the bottom line becomes protecting your energy. So particularly if you know that you are very empathic, this may be something you want to take a look at, because I know there have been periods in my life where sad music especially was what I tended to gravitate to, because it reflected how I was feeling and in some ways validated how I was feeling, which I think we all need at some point. But I don't know if you do this or have ever done this, but I know that I would use the music to keep me in that state. Like, I'm not ready to be happy. I don't want to listen to any happy songs. I'm going to listen to all sad songs. This is ending up a little harder to explain than I wanted it to be, because again, I'm not saying you should pretend you're not feeling any certain way, and I'm definitely not proposing that if you're feeling sad you should put on some happy music if you're not ready for it. Like, let yourself feel what you're feeling, let yourself move through it. But again, the point is, pay attention to how much you are allowing your energy to be affected externally. I think that's what I want to get at. How much of you is in control of what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, how long you're feeling a certain emotion for. Are you letting too many external factors keep you in a state where you don't want to stay? Because let's just be honest, nobody really, especially at a soul level, nobody really wants to always be in a sad state, in a depressed state, in a low frequency, a low vibration. It just doesn't feel good. It can become a comfort zone where in that sense it feels good simply because it's familiar, but that doesn't mean it feels good to be there. So just be conscious, protect your energy. If you can tune out the lyrics and just groove to a beat, and you're going to be okay, and it's not going to seep into your energy and negatively affect you, then go for it. Don't label it as bad or negative. Do your thing and have fun. But just be conscious. If you notice that you're coming away from certain music or certain movies, certain books, feeling unhappy, feeling depressed, feeling very low vibe, feeling like something is off, take a look at it. Evaluate if it's something that you want to continue, that you should keep, if perhaps you should seek out something different. Or refocus on protecting your energy, which is making me think that since this whole protecting your energy idea keeps coming up quite a bit lately, that I've brought this up before. Maybe I should consider running that boundaries intensive again. I'll take another look at it and present it. And if you know that boundaries and energy protection are something that you are interested in or something that you need, would you please let me know so that I know if there is interest or demand for it? And if so, I will press a little harder to get that out and get that to run again. But here's something I noticed with me that ties in with what you're watching. So I've always enjoyed Halloween. I used to watch a lot more scary movies when I was younger. Yet I feel like something has shifted for me in the last few years. And I also do know that even when I was watching more scary movies on a regular basis, that it really did affect my energy. Especially when I was pretty young, I could watch something that was scary even something that was meant for kids that was just a little scary, and I wouldn't be able to go down in the basement for like a month because I would just be too scared, because my imagination would take over. And in that sense, it was definitely not my intuition. That was me letting my imagination run wild. But that's just a sign there that it was negatively affecting my energy, because I would let it seep in. I wasn't protecting myself at all. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know how to do that. And it would have an impact on my thoughts, which then impacted my emotions and my behaviors. But especially now that I feel like I'm that much more aware consciously of things that can negatively affect my energy, I just don't want to allow that kind of stuff in lately. And plus, the last couple of scarier movies that I did watch were a few years ago, and there's always some stupid scene that has to involve a young child or a baby, and I know it's fake, I know it's just the movies, but I just can't anymore. I just can't. So I don't allow those things in so that they can't affect me. That's my boundary, and that's me protecting my energy. But my kids lately have enjoyed watching these YouTube videos where this guy goes into the spirit Halloween stores and just looks around. So like sometimes he's looking through costumes and like, oh, look at this baby costume, it's so cute. Oh, look at this scary costume. And then he films the animatronics going off. And his attitude about it is he's real playful about it, and everything's funny and it's real lighthearted. And however, the animatronics and some of these costumes, even the ones for kids, I feel like have gotten progressively worse as far as the level of just like scariness and whatever that goes into them. Like they're just, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a mom now. I don't know. I feel like things have, like, if they haven't crossed a line, they're very close to the line. And the last couple of days, I've noticed my energy tends to randomly take a big dip where I feel tired. I feel not really on edge, but, you know, like off. And on one hand, yes, like there's something more relaxing, more comfortable about our new house where it's easy to just kind of sink in and relax, but it doesn't feel like relaxing kind of energy. It's just like my energy has been drained out of nowhere. And it almost doesn't even matter if I've done any painting or, you know, any kind of cleaning or work around the house. Even if I haven't yet done anything, all of a sudden my energy has taken a dip, and I finally put two and two together and realized it's when the kids have been watching these videos. And it's just a guy walking through a store reviewing different products. And again, his attitude about it is real lighthearted, upbeat, jovial. Nothing's presented as scary. It's just like, oh my God, look at that, that's so cool. Or, oh my God, that's so weird. Yet just the visuals for me, even if they're not over the top, they're still like, I'm looking at that, I'm like, I don't want to be around that. So I told the kids that was enough of those videos, and let's choose something else now. And we went back to Ryan's World and Blippi, and I noticed my energy start to come back a little more. So the moral of the story is just pay attention to what's going on when you're feeling like something's off, when you're feeling these dips in your energy. It can be so many factors. It can be that you're dehydrated, you're not getting enough water, you could be hungry, you could actually be tired because you didn't get enough sleep. But also consider the other factors of what kind of media, and not just social media, that you're consuming. Because unless you are consciously putting up a boundary and somehow or other protecting your energy, I promise you it's having an effect on you. And if nothing else, if it doesn't happen right away, I believe it's also a collective thing. It's going to build up if you continue, and eventually it's going to affect you, and you may not realize where it came from because it was a slow build. So again, let me reiterate, no judgment, no telling you what you should or shouldn't do, just a nudge to be conscious of what you are allowing into your energy field and honestly evaluating whether it's serving you or harming you, or if it's neutral. It could very well be neutral too. But you could try certain things, change up the type of music that you're listening to during the day, or keep the TV off for a couple days or a week and see if anything changes. Put the gossip magazines away. I don't say this as an, oh, look at me, but honestly, I don't really remember the last time I read a magazine. And even then, the most recent one I would have possibly have read would have been a fitness magazine. And even some of those, I'm like, yeah, no. Or it'll be something where I'm like, okay, we knew this like 10 years ago. What do you mean there's a new study that shows that sleep is good for your brain? We already knew this. But I stopped reading all the gossipy whatever type magazines a long time ago. The Selfs and the Cosmos and whatever else is out there. I don't even remember. Marie Claire, all of those. I'm not saying anything against them. I'm just saying that I have felt better without them. And I really have no desire to read those again. I'm not saying you have to be in that same spot if you enjoy it, if it brings you actual joy and either doesn't affect or has a positive effect on your vibration, then cool. But again, like a broken record, just be conscious of what you're allowing in and evaluate how it's affecting you. And if it's not serving you, and especially if it is harming your vibration in some way, you may want to consider adjusting it or taking it all the way out of your life completely. So I hope that this made sense. I hope it didn't get too scattered. And I hope that it was helpful. Let me know. Reach out and let me know. Post in the Energy Within Facebook group or send me a message if you discovered that there may be something that you've been consuming or allowing into your energy field that has been bringing you down. And try taking it out or minimizing it, and let me know if it changes how you feel, if it changes your energy, your physical energy levels, your emotional state. Let me know. And if you did find this helpful, please make sure that you share it, post it to your social media, tag me on Instagram. I am Carrie Jokala. And even better, I haven't asked for this in a while, leave a rating and a review. Ideally, a 5-star rating and a positive review. Again, if you have a complaint, just hold tight and I'll get you the link for the complaint department. And I'll get you the real name of the podcast too. So, all right, I need to go in and teach a fitness class and change my energy now. So stay tuned for all the good things that are coming. Head on over to the website and book your Reiki session so that we can cleanse your energy and help get you stabilized and unblocked and ready to move forward. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.